Welcome back to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. I'm Josh and this is the 24/7 news report. Dharmesh Sheth of Sky Sports have reported today that Fulham are in advanced talks with Everton over the signing of Alex IWOBI. Clubs are finalising the fee and structure to the deal. IWOBI has 1 year left on his Everton contract and as it stands he won't sign a new one. This report was backed up by football correspondent Mark Douglas, who reported that IWOBI's move to Fulham looks to be edging closer to fruition. We polled to see how you guys felt about selling IWOBI to Fulham, with 70% of you being happy to see the player go, 11% are unsure on the deal, and 18% want to keep hold of the player this window. It's one of them. I personally would like to see IWOBI stay, but I fully understand why, with a year left on his contract, we might need to see about getting some money for him. If he isn't wanting to stay and sign a new contract, then we really don't have a choice. We don't want to let the player go for free, and if we can get some money off Fulham for the player, then we really need to do so, because, like I said, if he isn't wanting to stick around, then clearly we need to offload him, and hopefully if we manage to get this deal over the line before, or as early as possible, before tomorrow obviously would be great, but before time runs out, we can get somebody in to replace IWOBI. In light of recent IWOBI news, football correspondent Mark Douglas has reported that a midfielder and a winger are on Everton's wish list ahead of tomorrow's transfer deadline. Douglas has also put out reports saying that Manchester City midfielder Calvin Phillips would be an ambitious target for Everton's director of football, Kevin Thelwell. That is one I did not expect to see this transfer window. Obviously, Calvin Phillips at Man City, he hasn't had a great amount of game time, and his transfer to City probably hasn't panned out as he expected. But would he come to Everton? I'm not so sure, and would we be able to get him? I'm not sure if we'd be looking for a loan or for a permanent for the player, but we'd have to see. I mean, it would be great if that could happen. He obviously is a class player. He wouldn't have gone to City if he wasn't a good player. So it would be great to see him come to Everton, but whether that would happen, I'm not too sure. We polled this to see how you guys felt about Phillips coming to Everton, with 93% being happy to see this deal happen. 3% are unsure and 3% are against the transfer. Clearly, a lot of people would be happy to see Calvin Phillips here at Everton. I feel like he's a no-brainer if we could get a deal for him, but it seems a bit pie in the sky for us at this current stage. Football reporter Mike McGrath has said that Everton are exploring a deal to sign West Ham winger Maxwell Cornet. Reports suggest that this would be a loan deal. We have been interested in Cornet before. I don't know much about the player since he has gone to West Ham. I have heard that he has had an issue with injury, but I've also heard that he hasn't had too much of a go. But when he has had a go, he's shown some quality. I'm not sure about the player at this current stage in his career. I was looking about him when we were initially interested in before he went to West Ham, but not so sure about him now. We did poll this to see how this deal went down with you guys. 47% would be for the deal for Maxwell Cornet, 28% being unsure, and 24% wanting to steer away from the player. So I think there's a real mix of feelings amongst the people who voted there. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the player at the current stage. If he is injury prone, from what I've heard, that's not great for us. But you never know, that he might have just had an unlucky go. The reports I've heard might be false as well. I'm not really sure. I'm really judging him off what I've heard and seen on social media. So we would have to see about that one. I suppose I would hope that we wouldn't be looking at a player who would be as injury prone. We've had problems with that in the past, and you would like to think we'd be looking at a player that would be value for money and would be available for us consistently. But we'll have to take this deal as we see it and see if anything comes of it. Mail Sport have put out reports saying that Everton, Fulham and Nottingham Forest are all interested in signing Chelsea winger Callum Hudson-Odoi. Saudi Arabian side El Ettifaq are also interested. Apologies if I butchered the pronunciation there. Another player I'm not 100% sure on, obviously had the quality when he was at Chelsea and was about to go for outrageous money, but that never really panned out. His career seems to have. I mean, I've heard prices this transfer window that would surprise me, given that he was one of the players that were going to go to. I believe it was Bayern Munich who were going to pay big money for him a couple seasons ago. So I don't know where his career's gone, but maybe it would be a good one to do. I see him if his career has gone on a weird tangent. He seems like a Demarai Gray type player who was looking like he was going to be good and then kind of hit some roadblocks. I feel like Demarai Gray had that kind of similar thing. Obviously, Hudson-Odoi has quality. I don't know if he still puts that around. Maybe he is a player we would be looking at, but there's been reports throughout the window that conflicting, saying that we were looking at him, then we weren't looking at him. So it take it with a grain of salt whether we would actually be looking at Hudson-Odoi. It might be good if we can get him on a good deal, whether it be a loan or a full permanent purchase. Transfer correspondent Pete O'Rourke has said that Leicester and Southampton are exploring moves for Tom Cannon. This may be a permanent deal for the young player. I'm not sure if it would be something we'd be looking to do. Do we want to keep him, see if we can develop him and push him onto the first team? I'm not sure. If the money were coming in and we wanted to take it and we felt like maybe the path to the first team wasn't as open to Tom Cannon, I'm not sure how the current people at Everton feel about Tom Cannon, whether he is one for our first team future. But if he maybe wasn't, then looking to offload him to a team like Leicester or Southampton might be a good idea if the money was right. Finally, with transfer deadline day coming tomorrow, we would like to thank everyone who has been tuning into the 24/7 news videos this summer. We would also like to invite everyone to join us at the business end of the transfer deadline day tomorrow. We will have a deadline day stream at 9:30, so we would love to see everyone join in and hopefully see some last minute deals come through and see some new players come through the doors at Everton. But yeah, that's it for news. Hopefully tomorrow we'll have some good news, maybe some transfers. We might see the back of IWOBI, and possibly some new players coming through the door. Suleiman is still up in the air. Obviously, hearing news today about Hudson-Odoi, Maxwell Cornet. Let us know. Get involved in the polls. Tell us how you feel about the deals you're hearing. And yeah, that's it for news today. Thanks for watching. This has been the Toffee Blues. See you later.